Alright guys, so I'm going to go over an example problem with you for today. You should be watching this together as a group. This is problem number 2 on 5NF4 practice number 2. We are multiplying with fractions. So the biggest thing is when we talk about any rule in math, what we do to one we have to do to the other or do to the whole thing. So when we're talking about multiplying with fractions, a lot of times what students like to do is multiply the two fractions and then they leave that whole number out in the cold. So I get answers like 2 and 1/8. But the problem is what we did to 1/4 we didn't do to 2. So we can't leave 2 out on its own. So in order to make sure that we include the 2, we have to turn this mixed number into an improper fraction. So when we're talking about multiplication and division of fractions, we always have to turn into that improper fraction. So my 1/2 is going to stay the same. I'm still going to multiply. But then this mixed number is going to turn improper. So remember, this 2 means that I have two groups of 4. So I'm going to multiply because these two groups, so it's like I have two groups. So here's one group of 4 and there's another group of 4. So I have 8. And then I have one more that was left over that didn't make a full group. So altogether I have 9 pieces and I put 4 in each group. Now I can go ahead and multiply straight across and I get 9/8. But I know since the 9 is larger than the 8, I have that improper fraction where it's a lot bigger on top. And here, that's a better example. There we go. A lot bigger on top than it is on bottom. So I'm going to use my long division. So I have 9 pieces and I'm putting 8 in each group. I can make one group of 8. And then I have 1 left over. So just a reminder, this whole number right here is how many whole groups I make. This remainder of 1 is what goes on top, so it's whole remainder denominator. My remainder is 1 and my denominator was 8. All right, so I've given you number 2 on practice 2, regardless of which practice you choose. Make sure that you write this down as an example, and then go ahead and use the rest of your time to do the practice problems that you have there for you, and then make sure to check your answers and turn in your playlist at the end of class.